Assembly of Eukaryotic Algal Chromosomes in Yeast by Karas et al. 2013. For our introduction, it is the journal is all about synthetic genomics. What is synthetic genomics is? These are approaches focuses on the understanding, function, and regulation of multi-gene pathways, function of chromosome architecture, and strategies for multi-locus engineering. For such example, we have three examples. Creation of bacterial cell from chemically synthesized genome. B. The cloning and manipulation of entire bacterial chromosome in Bacillus subtilis. C. Efforts to synthesize and shuffle yeast chromosomes. Synthetic genomics approaches provide a unique opportunity to use the genetics systems of yeast and Escherichia coli for assembly and modifying large DNA molecule before reintroducing them to a larger host. In this context, yeast have been proven effective in stably maintaining and manipulating the entire 1 megabyte Mycoplasma myosoides chromosome before transplanting it back to the recipient cell. So therefore, they need at least 1 megabyte of the chromosome of the said organisms before transplanting it back to the host cell or recipient cell. And previously, it was demonstrated that cloning large, less than 150 kilobytes prokaryotic DNA fragments with a high guanine plus cytosine content of 55% in yeast was improved by adding yeast replication origin approximately every 100 kilobyte. Therefore, the low guanine plus cytosine DNA remains stable. So what does this mean? They are looking for a specific nucleotide or codons such as guanine and cytosine enable for do this experiment without the need for additional yeast origins. However, it remains untested whether adding yeast replication origin similarly enhances the yeast-based cloning for the large, less than 150 kilobyte eukaryotic DNA with a moderate guanine and cytosine content. And to explore this model, Diatom Phaeodactylum tricornutum with the average of guanine plus cytosine content of 48% and a 27.4 megabyte genome sequence assembled into chromosome-sized scaffolds. However, as ideal test case, this study aims to investigate the assemble and maintenance for eukaryotic chromosome in yeast, especially focusing on the impact of adding yeast replication origin to enhance the cloning of a large DNA with a moderate guanine plus cytosine content. So as it is here says that they are really looking for this amount or percentage before doing the procedure. They are looking for at least 48% of the said nitrogenous base, which is guanine and cytosine, with a 27.4 megabyte genome sequence. These are the these are the genome criterion enabled for them to proceed with the next steps. So let's move on how this researcher conduct their methodology. Number one, of course, the straining and media and growth conditioning. Okay, so first, they focus on Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It is a yeast cell grown in a rich medium, YEPD, or complete minimal CM, medium lacking histidine and uracil, or tryptophan and uracil. So as you can see there, it has a amino acid. Uracil is amino acid, tryptophan is amino acid, histidine is amino acid. However, except the uracil. Okay? And then, Phaedoctylum trichonortum was grown in a L1 medium at 18 degrees Celsius under with a cool white fluorescent light. Sequence for information of P. trichonortum was taken from DOE genome sequencing site as described. So as you can see there, it says there that it has in the yeast, they cultured it under 30 degrees Celsius, while in the algae is 18 degrees Celsius. Number 2, preparations. The preparations of agarose embedded DNA. Yan. So number 1, cell harvesting. Of course, they harvest the cell using the centrifuge, 50 ml of mid-log phase, the algal culture at 1,500 by grams for 5 minutes at 10 Celsius. And then they wash the cells after 50 ml and 1 mole sorbitol. So this cell harvesting, according to my understanding, they are now extracting the DNA or the plasmid of the cell of the said organisms. And then they incubate the cell suspension for 5 minutes at 37 Celsius. Next is agarose plug preparation. They're now using the agarose method here. Mix the cell suspension with an equal volume of 2%, 2.0% low melting point agarose in 1 times or 1 by TAE buffer, pre-equilibrated by 50 Celsius. And then they transfer the 100 microliter of aliquots into plug molds and solidify for 10 minutes by 4 degrees Celsius. Next is the protoplasting. Remove the solidified plug from molds into 50 ml conical tube containing 5 ml of protoplastic solution. Protoplastic solution consists of SPEM solution, zymolylase 100T solution, lysozyme, and beta-mercaptoethanol. And then they incubate it for at least 1 hour under 37 Celsius. And then next is the washing. They wash the plug with 25 ml of wash buffer. And then the enzyme treatment, incubate the plug in 5 ml proteinase K buffer. And then after the treatment, they wash it again to the BioRad-Chef DR3 manual, according to the 3rd manual. Next is the construction of cloning vector used in this study. So we have a couple of steps. So first is the template plasmid. So of course they now extracted the plasmid, and then they use the vector component, and then the restriction site where they're going to do the manipulation of the chromosomes. And 4, vector assembly for TAR cloning. specified vector for cloning 100 kilobyte of the P. trochornotum DNA fragments assembles in yeast. Co-transform exhold digestive templates plasmid with 200 BP PCR amplified of the algae P. trochornotum DNA homology regions. And next, under the homology regions, the PCR amplified DNA fragments with 25 to 40 BP homologies to the template vector on either side of the exol sites. And then two units of 200 BP homologous region were inserted, or on either side of the URA cassette, resulting plasmid containing URA cassette between the homology region is specifying TRA clone fragments boundary and the backbone. And then they also do the primer designing, and then they strategically selected the marker. And then let's move on with the TAR cloning of 100 kilobyte fragments and assembled of full-length chromosomes. So these are the steps. So agarose plug preparation in plug-in digestion. They also use the vector and DNA assembly, verification of clone fragments, assembly of entire P. trochornotum chromosomes, and then gel purification and electroelution. And then they also do the transformation and screening of the vector, and then the plasmid isolation and the further analysis. And then we have two. So last two is the high resolution multiplex PCR and chef gel analysis. And then they use the chromosome to propagate E. coli isolated agarose plug using chef genomic DNA plug kit to finalize their confirmation on the experiment. So now they now proceed with the manipulation of the fragments. And these are the steps. Yan. Insertion of yeast replication origin. The cans are fragment application. Insertion of URA gene for modification. Insertion into fragments under 25-3 and 26-3 chromosome unit. And next, they also delete the deletion of 26-3. PCR screening for correct insertion and confirmation and transfer into E. coli. So this is how they do this, okay? So they extract and then chromosome fragmentation and transfer it. And then let's go on with the part 1 of the results. So these are the results under the spanning chromosome fragments after cloning. And after all fragments have been cloned in yeast and moved to E. coli, a single clone from each of the 5 fragments were chosen to move forward for assembly of the entire chromosomes. So as you can see here, the largest is under fragment size kilobyte, we have fragment number 26-2, and then the restriction site is SWAL, And then with the 5 prime overlap is 26. But here the largest overlap is the 26-3. And then in the 3 prime overlap in kilobyte is the largest is 26-2. So this is the electrophoresis result. So chromosome 25 and 26 where each clone has 5 overlapping fragments in yeast using in Bacchiach vector. The fragments were further modified by addition of the URA3 selectable marker in fragment 3. So these are those fragments with asterisk or star, which is 25-3 and 26-3. And B and C here is the clone fragments were purified from yeast, transferred into E. coli, and were purified and separated on agarose gel and supercoiled plasmids. As you can see under B, the chromosome 25 and 26 fragments were each in the following order: tracker supercoiled DNA ladder. So this is the DNA ladder. Alright. And the fragments lane 2, fragment 1, lane 2, fragment 2, larger version. Here as you can see. So fragment 3, and so on and so forth. To facilitate chromosome assembly and selection of correctly assembled molecules in yeast, fragments were from each chromosome where 25 and 26 was modified in yeast with an additional uracil selectable marker URA3 in table 3. So this is the table 3 wherein the uracil number 3 has the insertion position of 239,990. And then the 26-3 with a site of insertion of 213 and 356. So this is the further result. So further validated the identity of the clone fragments were tested the plasmid containing the LP tricornotum fragments using higher resolution multiplex PCR. So just as you can see, they use the PCR and then they do the cloning of the homology of 200 BP homology. And next we have the assemble of fragment into chromosomes. So these are the steps. These are the results. I mean, for me, it is a procedure of step by step, or the sequencing happen during the results. So here is the figure 2 summary assembly of efficiency of chromosome 25 and 26. Assemble of each P tricornotum chromosome 25 A and B and 26 C and D from 5 overlapping fragments were performed using yeast scleroplast transformation. In these fragments to assemble were modified with uracil 3 selectable marker in the third fragment only, and uracil 3 selectable marker in the figure A and C, the third fragment, and this origin of replicating fragments 2 and 3 under B and D. The 100 resulting colonies were screened by low resulting multiplex PCR. One amplicon per fragment and the number of fragment cloned for each assembly was plotted. And then in this figure 3, final assembles of P trichromatin chromosome are tested positive by high-resolution multiplex PCR. So this is to confirm that they have successfully transferred the chromosome from one species to another. Were separated by pulse field gel electrophoresis. So they're done very well. Here is the progressive minimization of the algal fragment 26-3 using yeast homologous recombination. So here they recombine and then the said fragments into a set genes of his vector. So as you can see, as the A, the diagram A shows that from D1 to D9, D1 is the largest, and then D2, D9, D2 to D9 is getting shorter. And then let's go on with the discussion. Scientists use the P. trichornutum as a model organism to develop a method for assembling and maintaining and manipulating the entire eukaryotic chromosome in yeast. By adding the yeast replication origins, they improved the assemble and maintaining the two chromosoming with a moderate 47% of guanine plus cytosine content. The success suggests that this technique could be applied to other eukaryotic DNA fragments. So as we can learn there that they have successfully did the experiment was successfully done. Considering many algae like Chlamydomonas rehardi with a high GC content of 64%, given this challenge in studying slow-growing algae with the limited genetic tools, the development of synthetic genomic approach holds promise for improving genetic understanding in this species. So, under this discussion that they need improvement, not just the P. trichornutum. The author suggests or the researchers suggest that for the other researchers to come, they can use other algae and try to have the same methodology as they did. And then to conclude, entire eukaryotic chromosomes can be successfully cloned, maintained, and manipulated in yeast. This results with a highlight of the improvement in assembly maintenance, affording including the yeast replication origin in the eukaryotic DNA with a moderate G plus C content of 48%. The researcher also highlighted the increase of efficiency of assembly that can achieve by purifying the fragments before assembling the fragments. And these are the references. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, Dreamer's Notebook. Thank you and God bless.